And back again. Now we are going to talk about the cytokines, and they are crucial and critical mediators that oversee and regulate immune and inflammatory responses via complex networks and serve as biomarkers for many diseases. Quantification has a significant value in both clinical medicine and biology. Join me in this session with Katarina Strolle, statistical programmer at Milton Biotech, as she introduces MACSPlex Inspector.
Hi, I'm Katarina Ströhle, and I'm going to present you the MACSPlex Inspector app, a Shiny app that was developed by Martin Helm and me working at Milton Biotech. Have you ever heard cells talking? Let me explain how you can do with help of a Shiny app.
In the background, you're seeing a part of the MACSPlex Inspector tool. You see that you could select a MACSPlex kit here and upload some files there, and then the tool would do something with it. But who would want to enter which kind of data and what would the tool do with it? The MACSPlex Inspector is indeed part of a bigger story. You may not see it to this point, but it helps to defeat diseases. Diseases that come from a dysfunction of cells in the body. The slogan of Milton is "Make Cancer History," and the MACSPlex Inspector is a tiny, shiny app that can help to get a little step towards there. But it's not only about cancer, it's also about autoimmune diseases or other diseases like long COVID. It's all about immune cells, and as you can see, at Milton, even our mascots are cells. So imagine these are some cells from a patient. The patient, for example, suffered from cancer and his immune cells didn't detect the cancer cells as they should do. So there was taken some blood from the patient, and then the immune cells in the blood got some treatment. Now there's a question, did the treatment work? Would the cells now work together against the cancer? How could you find out? Biologists can find out by reading their letters. Cells are talking through cytokines to each other. Cytokines are little molecules released by the cells, like letters to other cells. There are different kinds of cytokines for different messages, and the biologists need to know the concentration of the certain cytokines. But reading such tiny letters is difficult. You might need more than a magnifying glass. In fact, you need molecules. Molecules that bind to the cytokines and label them fluorescently. And a set of molecules is then called a kit. There are different kinds of kit for different types of cytokine letters. The cytokine molecule complexes are then handed over to a flow cytometer that measures the light emissions coming from the fluorescent molecules that are bound to the cytokines. And then the device spills out lots of big matrices of emission data, and nobody wants to analyze them by hand. This is the point where the MACSPlex Inspector comes into play. The MACSPlex Inspector Shiny app can take all the data and then calculate the cytokine concentrations from it. The inspector is available for free at the Milton website. Let's click on the link and get there. This is the tool on the website. You can explore it yourself, and if you start from the landing page, you can click on Resources, Tools, and MACSPlex Inspector tool to get there. The Shiny app itself is embedded in an iframe. So this is the surrounding website with explanations and so on. And here starts the iframe. The app is deployed to this iframe via Shiny Apps IO. And you're seeing the obligatory legal disclaimer. And when we accept it, we get to the main UI that we've seen before. The switch is done using the functions UI output and render UI. The main user interface consists just of basic Shiny elements, like a file input, action buttons, and a tab set. They just got a new design using some custom CSS files. Let's see how the app works. We select some standard files with the known concentration of cytokines here that came right off the flow cytometer, and we'll select a sample file. It's only a small sample file with unknown concentrations, and the MACSPlex kit that was used. And now we are ready to start the analysis. Well, so a progress bar down here is indicating that something happens. Well, the look of the elements will slightly change in the future as we are still working on it. And as you see, the calculations are a bit complicated, so it may take a while. But now we're done, and the tool shows a table where you find the cytokine concentration for each cytokine, and these are the labels of multiple samples. In the other tabs, the user finds some plots that show intermediate steps of the calculation. So the whole Shiny app is a package that uses the Golem framework, and the functions for the calculations are also included in the package. So back to the plot. So this is a ggplot that shows the selection of data, and these are plotly plots showing a clustering step and information about the standard files. The plotly plots are interactive. For example, here it's not clear which line goes where, and the user can isolate the trace by clicking twice on the legend. The user has also the option to download the results, and then the download handler is triggered, and an Excel file is created that contains the information of this table and some additional information. So to sum it up, with help of the Shiny app, the user gets the information about the cytokine concentrations out of the data files and hopefully gets to know that the treatment worked and the cells will do the right thing now and, for example, beat the cancer. Last but not least, I was not the only person who worked on the tool. Thanks to all who contributed to the MACSPlex Inspector. Please don't hesitate to reach out in case of questions. The inspector has his own mail address, so you can reach him there. Thanks for watching.
Okay, thank you so much, Katarina. We have placed time and space for just one question. The interactive plots. What package have you chosen to do it?
Thank you. So we've chosen Plotly to do the plots for the interactive plots. So the not interactive plot is just a ggplot, and the Plotly plot is just embedded in the Shiny application.
Okay, thank you so much for the presentation and for the answering the question. If you have any more questions to Katarina, don't hesitate to write them on the chat, and we are moving towards the next session.